The key inspirational moves that we made, that we really got a sense of almost immediately going to site was, there's this idea of the wharf being very much about, as I say, the length, this tube. The submarine, again, it's that same expression. Vampire, again, it's the same expression. A key part of that is boat building, because it's, intuitively, that's what it is. You're dealing with these boats, and when you look at Vampire and Onslow, you do get a sense of the inherent structure of these elements. Some of the working drawings are actually quite interesting, because the way that I had to build these elements to actually show how they, to get this rotation to make sense, to get the scale, to get the balance of the height and the width and all those sorts of things, were a consequence of getting the materials that we were using. So that was also one of the like when you look at a boat building series of decision-making steps. Why? Well, so that you've got timbers a certain length, you've got these elements can curve a certain amount, you've got all these factors. So those factors actually came into play when we were looking at this. How wide is a band? Well, band is, we want to use this product, which was the Kingspan product, so we know that they come in this width. So how do we use that to actually generate this repetitive pattern to get us to the length of the building? So we had a length that we knew we had to deal with at both ends, and then within that, that geometry of exploring the width plus the height, you started to generate a form which responds to the different conditions, but fundamentally was then about how do you respond to Vampire and Onslow, and that's where this idea of these two lenses, kind of these two windows, and then you've got the lift and the stairs, and that's where people are moving, and in a way that became the idea where maybe that's where these windows are. So when you come up out of when you arrive, you come up the stairs, that's where you have a moment where you kind of look out both of these two things, and then they close down as you go back into experiencing each of the spaces, the exhibition spaces. So it was about those kind of glimpses which were important, and how you do that in a building which is quite narrow and small. And I think that's probably what makes it, those were probably really a key move in how we kind of explain the differences between the exhibition and then the arrival and that experience.